Hi, welcome. I'm Marek Mularczyk from traini.co.uk, and this is another episode of Photoshop Lightroom TV. Welcome to the next episode of the weekly video podcast about anything Photoshop, Lightroom, Bridge and photography related. I've got some big news. I'm sure you've heard it already, but on Monday Adobe announced Creative Suite 6. So Photoshop CS6 and all the other Adobe applications. There was a public announcement of Creative Suite 6. I'm sure you know that already. If you're following me, you know that because I've been posting about it on my blog PhotoshopLightroomTV and on my Google Plus and Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn. So my first tutorial will be in Photoshop CS6, obviously. I do also have a tutorial about Lightroom for you. So for all the information about Creative Suite 6, go to Adobe website, adobe.com, or if you go to my blog, PhotoshopLightroomBridge.co.uk, there's a post about Creative Suite 6 and a bit more information about how it's going to work with Creative Suite 6 and the prices for CS6 products as well. So go to PhotoshopLightroomBridge.co.uk, you find the link here, to find out more information, and go to adobe.com if you want to pre-order. So let me show you something about the lens corrections in Photoshop CS6. So let's jump into Photoshop CS6. Okay, here I am inside Photoshop. I'm in Photoshop CS6, obviously, and I'm going to show you a few techniques about the lens correction in Photoshop CS6. I've got this image open here, and I want to run a lens correction. It usually happens with the wide-angle lenses, especially that the corners are not aligned with the rest of the image. So I'm going to go into Filter and Lens Correction. And when the Lens Correction filter dialog box opens up, you can make it bigger. In the bottom left corner, you may see information from your camera. So in here, detected this was Canon 10D, and the lens used was 17 to 40 millimeters. I'm just going to check preview. First of all, it should be checked by default, and Photoshop may apply an auto correction automatically here on the right hand side. In this case it didn't, and that's basically because if I click on the camera model drop down menu here, there is no Canon 10D. Okay, that's why it didn't. So what I can do here is I could try to do it manually. Okay, because there's no Canon 10D. I know what lens I use, so I could choose the lens. I know it was Canon EF 17 to 40 L lens, so that's the one, and I could choose that. Let me just zoom out the image first, just a bit, 50%. Okay, so I'll choose the lens EF 1740. The image changes slightly. However, first of all, it uses a different profile for Canon 1D Mark III. And this wasn't Canon 1D Mark III. There are differences between the lenses. Second of all, if I just check preview on and off, you can see that it's cropped quite a lot of image, and image actually gets slightly blurry. Okay. So I'm not going to use that. Okay. Not in this case here. I'm just going to choose all for now. Okay. And I'm going to get rid of that. And I'll go to Custom, and in here I'm going to remove some distortions. So I'm going to push it just a bit to the left, not too much, just a bit. Okay, you can now see the difference. Okay, and I could also play with the perspective, but in this case this is just fine. Let me show you another example. I'm going to cancel this one here, and I'm going to open another image. This time this will be a raw image. I'm going to open this one here, and maybe another one. Let's see, maybe one of these. Okay, because they're raw images, they're going to open in Camera Raw. This is the first image here, and you can do some lens correction in Camera Raw as well. Just make this. So in here, on the right hand side, I'll go to the Lens Correction tab, and I'll enable Lens Profile Corrections. And Photoshop will automatically detect the Canon EF 60mm lens. That's correct. That's the lens I use here. A beautiful lens. I love using it. Okay. Let's check the preview. Notice the difference on the top of the image especially. yeah, the lens hood changes. Okay, slight difference, but it does make a difference. Let's check one more. I'm going to click on this image here, and now enable lens profile corrections and check the corners of the image. This is the Canon EFS 1785. There's a different lens, okay, and check the difference it makes. A big difference. It's just another way of editing images. I'm just going to cancel that using lens correction, this time in Camera Raw in Photoshop CS6. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial in Photoshop CS6. Remember, for more information about Creative CS6 products, go to adobe.com. That's where you can pre-order CS6 products, and you can get information about all the pricing. One of the things that Adobe announced is also the pricing, and something interesting is that you can go for subscription. So you can get a subscription and you pay subscription every month, and you get access to all Adobe products. So you get access to the entire Creative Suite Master Collection, all the products. You also get access to Creative Cloud. And if you're an existing customer, if you have Creative Suite 3, 4, 5, you can get a subscription for an introductory price, a lower price. The introductory price is $30, or weird enough, £30. Almost £30, 28 or 29 something. For more details, check my post on PhotoshopLightroomTV. Now the next tutorial will be in Lightroom. I'm going to show you how to get information about the images you import into Lightroom. So let's say you import images into Lightroom and you want to find out what lens you used or what settings you used when taking a photo. Okay, you can find this information really easily, and I'll show you how to search for images taken with different lenses or different settings, different cameras. Okay, so let's jump into Lightroom. Here I am in Lightroom, and let me show you a few information, a few bits when importing images or when previewing images in Lightroom on how to find the information about the actual files. Okay. For example, I have a couple of images in here. First of all, if you roll over the image, you'll see the information about the file. So I can see I use the lens EF 24-105 and the settings. You can see it for all the images. Okay. But also, I can double click on the image to go to the loop view, or I could use this icon here, the same, here at the bottom, or just press E on a keyboard. And here's how you can get overlays in Lightroom to display all this data. Maybe you want to see it all the time. You can do it by setting overlay over the images. You press I on a keyboard, and you can see the name of the file and the date when the photo was taken plus the pixel dimensions. Or you can press I again to see the information from the camera, the EXIF data. So it shows you the lens and the settings on the camera, ISO, aperture and shutter speed. And as I move between the images, I can see all this information here for all of these images. Okay. Now let's say you want to do a search, you want to see the images, how they were taken, or what lenses were used, what cameras were used. What you can do is you can perform a search. It's going to click on the entire 2012 folder to see all the images from 2012 so far. So I've got loads of them in here. I'm going to perform a search using the lenses. So I want to find all the images that I took with my, let's say, 17-85 or 24-105. Here in the filter tab on the top, okay, you can click on attribute to search for using flags or colors, but you can also click on metadata, and then you can search using the metadata from the cameras. So as you can see here, I've got 70 photos taken with 24-105 lens, and I can click on it to see just the images from this lens. So these are the images I took with 24-105, including some of the recent photos I took of the beautifully redesigned King's Cross station in London. Beautiful. I've got some images 1785, and 18-200, and the 60mm macro lens as well. So I've got some macro shots in here. I've also got most of my images from my camera, Canon 7D, but also I've got 19 images taken by my mobile phone. Okay. So I can search by cameras as well. Okay. And you can search using labels if you have any labels in here. And of course you can customize what appears here. You can click on the menu here in the top right corner and you can add a new column or remove a column. And you can choose, let's say, ISO speed. I've got 8 images taken at ISO 800, 2 at 500, this will be here, 13 on 400, and 47 at 160, and so on. Still within the EF 24-105 on Canon 7D. So I've got 1, 2, 3, well actually 3 conditions for this search. Okay, and that's how you can search using Lightroom. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial in Lightroom. It's time to wrap it up. Thank you for watching. This was Photoshop Lightroom Bridge. This was Photoshop Lightroom TV, and I'm Marek Mularczyk from SAItraining.co.uk. Thank you for watching. Thank you for stopping by, and I will see you.